many in the industry, many analysts have been looking at SpaceX and the recent IPO and said that is crazy. The valuation is ridiculous. There's no model that makes sense. Yet people still continue to pile on. So as a veteran investor, what are you thinking when you look at something like a SpaceX? Does it make sense to you?
Well, first of all, I think SpaceX is not every other company. I think you have to look at it through that lens. SpaceX is, in my opinion, a singular company.
A singular.
It's a singular company. Another way of thinking about it, it is the toll booth to space.
So toll booth to space.
Right.
Okay.
So if you think about that and say, you know, in 2025, I think 80 or 85% of every kilo that went to space was taken up by SpaceX.
Yes.
There's no competition right now. And of course competition will come, but they will improve also, right? And so it's likely, in my opinion at least, that SpaceX for the next couple decades. And so I think that's what you have to be thinking about when you think about valuation, right?
I see.
When you speak to folks who work at SpaceX and things like that, their enthusiasm is infectious. You know, yes, we're going to go to Mars and we're going to do all these things and all of that. And that's really what drives the culture that Elon has created there. But what he has created is, one, the vehicle to take everything up. He dominates that space. Like, you're not going to put anything up there without paying him a fee, right? So the toll booth to space is a good analogy, right?
Yes, absolutely.
He then smartly launched his Starlink service, and if any of you use it, you know how great it is, whether it's at your home or portable or whatever. So he's got his cash cow that's going there. And his data centers, of course, sound completely crazy, right?
Yes.
But those data centers use rockets to go up, and they use satellites that are slightly different than the ones for Starlink. They'll be bigger and everything, but it's largely similar. And so you start seeing, you put all those things together and say he's got a dominant position for the next 2 decades. Yeah, I don't know. Is the price right or wrong today? I think of it, if you end today, in 20 years, in 10 years, you'll be pretty happy, I think, right? He's going to own that space. So no, I'm not one of those who beats this down for what it is. It truly is a singular company, and you have to think about it very, very differently.
So if you look at space, I mean, it is a combination of a number of different businesses, literally, as you mentioned. One that you didn't talk about was the XAI. I mean, we were just talking about LLM models and all these large companies and seemingly unsustainable kind of commercial arrangements. Do you think it's a smart move for him to kind of loop it in rather than compete AI to AI, but now he's like competing, you've got your AI, but I've got my space shuttle. You think that's the directions that it's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, Elon hasn't hid from anybody that he needs rockets to go to space, he needs robots to operate them, and he needs intelligence to run it. From the most simple analogy of that one there, you say it kind of makes sense. But if you take a step closer to today, let's say, and you look at this and say, he's been able to develop XAI from zero to where it is today in a short period of time. I think that tells you also that maybe these LLMs, it's not so difficult to build them, right? But it's still complicated, of course, but the 2 leading labs make it out like it's so difficult. Well, Elon has done it in a very short period of time. Many will argue it's not as good as Anthropic, and it probably isn't today and everything.
For some workload.
Exactly. And it really does come down to that, right? For much of the stuff, it's probably just as good. And for the others, it's not. But I think the move by SpaceX is really critical because what it does is it takes away, for the future, any third-party dependence. And this kind of dovetails to what I was telling you about what we're doing at Base 44, right? We need to own the full tech stack. This is why we came out with our own LLM. The short term is the economics stunk with the other guys and we had to solve that. But the long term is you have to own the full tech stack if you're going to be master of your destiny. And I think SpaceX understood this. They're like, okay, we could go cut a deal, multi-generational deal with any one of these labs. The most obvious one probably would have been to go to Google and cut a deal with Gemini long term, and it would have been okay. But he would still have been dependent long term on many different things. I think by bringing it in, he makes it a problem and an opportunity, and that organization knows how to solve problems and opportunities.
He's proven time and time again.
Yeah, so I think it's a great move. The circumstances upon which they did it are very arguable and questionable if you're a SpaceX shareholder and was that a fair price or not. But again, I think we'll look back and go, yes, it's just part and parcel of that organization.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, exactly, yeah.